Dear learners, hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty. In my last lecture, I talked about Ulysses, a long poem written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. In that lecture, I tried my level best to analyze the poem line by line and also tried my utmost to make it understandable to all of you. So, before going into the details of the poem, I would like to recap what we have learned from the last lecture. In the last lecture, we have seen that Ulysses is dissatisfied with the type of life he is now living in Ithaca, returning from the Trojan War after long 20 years. We have also learned that he is not satisfied because he is a great explorer. He is an adventurous person. He has a hungry heart to know the unknown, to see the unseen, and to discover the newer world. As a result, he does not like to rule the savage people, to spend time with his wife. Again, we have learned that he is now determined to go on a journey again, leaving his kingdom under the care of his son Telemachus, and he believes that his son will do better in governing the kingdom than him. So, let us now start with the poem. Ulysses goes on to talk about his life. There lies the port, the vessel puffs her sail. There gloom the dark broad seas, my mariners, souls that have toiled and wrought and thought with me, that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine, and opposed free hearts, free foreheads, you and I are old. Ulysses now is looking at the port of Ithaca, where there is a ship or there is a vessel, and the sail is moving with the wind, and the sea is broad, but the seas look dark and gloom. Now Ulysses addresses his former mariners, former crew, or former companions. He is telling them that they have worked together, they have thought together, they have tried to find out new solutions, to explore new islands, new land, to gain knowledge together. He goes on to say that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine. With a frolic welcome means gladly, happily. Thunder and the sunshine. Thunder and the sunshine has been used symbolically in this poem. Thunder refers to bad times. If there is thunder, then bad things happen. People might die during thunder. And dear students, you might have noticed that in Nowadays in our country, many people die of thunder. And the sunshine is a symbol of good times. Yes, there is a lot of sunshine. Good things happen. Without sunshine, we cannot live. Without sunshine, the environment cannot exist. Trees cannot exist. So, sunshine symbolizes good times, good things. Ulysses says that his companions, his mariners, went through both good times and bad times happily with him, and opposed free foreheads, and opposed, of course, and stood against the bad times, against any obstacles they faced, and they opposed it. They battled the obstacles. They fought against those obstacles with free hearts. That means freely, from their from the core of their heart, and with confidence, with free foreheads. That means with confidence. You and I are old now. That means Ulysses is telling his companions that both he and they have become old, have grown old. And old age is an important theme of the poem. Yes. And you know that you and I are old. In this, Ulysses is speaking to his companions. As a result, the poem is a dramatic monologue. What is a dramatic monologue? A dramatic monologue is a form of poetry in which a solitary speaker speaks to a silent listener or listeners. In the dramatic monologue, the speaker cannot be the poet himself, and the listener cannot be the audience. They are characters in the poems, but the speaker is the present actively. On the other hand, the listeners are present inactively. They do not speak, they just listen, they do not react. And through dramatic monologues, we can know the psychology of the speaker and the listener. So now we can see that Ulysses and his companions, his fellow mariners, have grown old. Old age hath yet his honor and his toil. Now, Ulysses claims that though they have grown old, it doesn't matter. Still, they can earn honor, they can earn respect through toiling, through working hard. Death closes all. This is a universal truth. Death closes all. Death ends everything. That means we must die 1 hour later. And when people die, everything is finished. Nothing is left. But something airy the end. Airy means before. Airy the end. That means before the death, some work of noble note may yet be done. Ulysses goes on saying that before death, or whatever older they are, it doesn't matter, they still have the capacity, they still have the inner strength to do anything noble, to do anything that will be worth mentioning in the world. Not unbecoming men that strove with gods. He says that it's not unbecoming, it's not unnatural for those people, for those men who fought against gods. Strove with gods, that means fought against gods. And this actually refer back to Trojan War. In my first lecture I mentioned Trojan War. Trojan War was fought between the Greek and the Trojan, between the people of Greece and the people of Troy. But in that war, gods, you know that in Greek mythology, the Greeks used to believe in different gods. So many gods took side. Some gods took side with the Greek, some gods took side with the Trojan. As a result, people fighting in the war had to fight with gods also, or the wills of the gods. So Ulysses is claiming that it's not difficult for those people who fought against the gods to work hard again, to explore the new world again. It doesn't matter how old they are. The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. The long day winds, the slow moon climbs. The deep moans round with many voices. Come, my friends, it's not too late to seek a newer world. Now, Ulysses is saying that the day is finished. The day is slipping into the night. The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. Twinkle, the word, look at the word twinkle. We have a nursery rhyme that twinkle, twinkle little stars, how I wonder what you are. Yes, when there are stars in the sky at night, they twinkle, they send light. So this line actually signals the approach of night, and rocks actually refer to Ithaca. Ithaca is a hilly area with rocks. The line can be interpreted in another way. When it is evening, people actually set lights in their homes. So from the distance, it seems that the lights twinkle, the lights sparkle. The long day wanes. Yes, this line also is implying that the night is falling. Wanes means declines, finishes. The day is going to finish, going to end, and night is beginning. The slow moon climbs. Yes, during the night, moon is rising, climbing, rising slowly on the sky. The deep moans round with many voices. The deep moans. Yes, you know that Ithaca is an island, and there is sea around the island. And the murmur of the sea seems to be moaning. And it seems that many people are muttering, many people are uttering to Ulysses. So these lines actually indicates the murmur of the sea, and the Ulysses is older. These lines can be actually interpreted in different way, in another way. The day is ending, the day is going to wane, night is falling. In the same way, we are going, with the passage of time, we are going to be older and death is nearing. That same things. Now, Ulysses is inviting his friends, his companions, his crews, come, my friends. He is inviting to join him to go on another journey. He is claiming that it's not too late to seek a newer world. Yes, this is a very important line. It's not too late to seek a newer world. To seek means to find. That means it is always easier to seek a newer world, to go on exploring a new land, untrodden world. And he is putting emphasis on the time, on the age. You know that in the previous section we have seen that he is saying to his companion that they are growing old, and it is common that, or it is generally believed that, old people cannot take dangerous endeavors. Old people cannot work hard. Old people are weak. But Ulysses is saying that it is not too late. Still we have time. Though we are old, still we have time to work hard, to make another journey, to make another adventure, to find, to explore a new land, a new world that is unexplored. He is going to talk to his comrades, talk to his friends, push off, and sitting well in water smite the sounding furrows. For my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset and the births of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down. It may be we shall touch the happy isles and see the great Achilles whom we knew. He says that sit in the ship and push away from the shore, and let us fight against the tumultuous waves of the sea. Sounding furrows means tumultuous waves of the sea. Smite means fight. So Ulysses is inviting his companions to sit on the ship and push away from the shore. At the same time, he is actually asking them to fight against the waves, which are tumultuous, dangerous. For my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset and the births of all the western stars until I die. Ulysses is saying that his intention is to go beyond the horizon. Beyond the sunset means, yes, when the sun sets, it goes down in the western sky. If you look at the western sky, you will see that in the afternoon, that means during the twilight, you will see that the sun is going down, and it seems that the sky and the land has met at some point in the distance. That point is the horizon, and the births of all the western stars. Births actually is not the western stars, that means the stars on the western sky. The stars on the western skies are not taking birth. Actually, the lines or this phrase means that the group of stars on the western sky. Yes, the group of stars on the western sky also indicate the horizon, because if you look at the western sky, you will see the mingling of the sky and the land, that is horizon. So Ulysses is saying that he wants to go beyond that horizon until he dies, before his death, or as long as he can see, he can go. As long as he can see, he desires to go to that point of land. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down. Here, Ulysses is actually acknowledging that the waves can sink their ship in the sea. You know that when you actually make a journey or make a voyage on the sea, you may face storms, you may face sea waves, tumultuous sea waves, and during that storm the ship might sink. So Ulysses says that at his last voyage, at his last sea journey, they may die. They may die because their ship may go into the sea due to storm. It may be we shall touch the happy isles. He also says that if they die, if their ships goes down into the sea, they may touch the happy isles. They may go the isles of the blessed. Yes, in Greek mythology, the people of the Greek used to believe that if people die, their souls go to the happy isles, go to a place that is eternal. In other words, heaven. So Ulysses wishes that if they die, they will go to heaven, go to happy isles and see the great Achilles. And in the happy isles or in the heaven, they will be able to meet the great warrior Achilles. Yes, Achilles is the greatest hero in the Trojan War, and Ulysses, along with his companions, fought in the war with Achilles. Achilles was their friends, whom we knew. That means they, of course, they know Achilles because they, along with Achilles, fought against the Trojan. Though much is taken, much abides, and though we are not now the strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are. One equal temper of heroing hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Though much is taken, much abides. Ulysses says that, or Ulysses acknowledges that as they have grown older, they have lost their strength, they have lost their ability or capability, but much abides. But he believes that still they have something inside their heart, inside their soul, that is necessary to go on another journey, to work better, to do a noble work. And though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, Ulysses is saying that they are now not as strong as they were in their old days. That means when they were young. moved earth and heaven. This is very important. Earth and heaven. This phrase indicates Trojan War. Yes, earth is actually Trojan War was taken place in Troy, which is situated in earth, and they fought against the Trojan, the people of Troy. And heaven refers to the abode of gods. And I have already mentioned that in that war, different gods took side in that war. Some gods sided with the Trojan, some gods sided with the Greek. So they had to fight against gods also. So when they were young, they had strength to fight with any mortal people and with gods also. But now they are grown, they are older, they have little strength to take step against gods or against other people. But he claims that which we are. He says that it doesn't matter how old we are the same men. We are the same men we were in the past. He says that they are the same people they were in the younger days. In the older days, it may be said that they have lost some energy, they have lost some strength or courage, but still they have some spirit inside their heart. So he is going on to say that one equal temper of heroic hearts, temper, heroic hearts. So he is saying that still they have the hearts of a hero. Yes, if you think of a hero, you will see that the hero has some qualities. The hero is fearless, the hero has courage, the hero has strength. So the hero don't fear anything. They are not afraid of any obstacles. So he is claiming that still they have the heroic courage, they have heroic energy to take another journey, to go on exploring new lands, new world. Made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. These two lines are very important, and you know that these two lines have gained the status of a proverb. People cite these two lines to exemplify their thoughts in the area. Made weak by time and fate. Yes, with the passage of time, we grow old, and when we grow old, we become weak. Our strength wanes, our courage goes away, our spirit declines. It's universal truth, but fate plays another role, of course, and here fate is related to the Almighty, the God, the Allah, Bhagavan, etc. And the Almighty actually has put a constraint on our life. We have a limited amount of time on this earth or in the world. So with the passage of time, we become weak. Ulysses is saying the same thing, that they are becoming weak, but strong in will. He is indicating that they are spirited, they are highly spirited inside. They are physically weak, but not mentally weak. They are physically actually unable to do anything dangerous, anything adventurous, but they are able to do so out of their courage, out of their moral courage, mental strength, to strive. That means to seek, to go, to try, to attempt with the goal, to seek, to find out find out what they intend to find, and not to yield, and to never give up. These two lines actually summarize the whole poem, because these two lines have the quality of the theme of the poem. The theme of the poem is the courage, mental courage or inner strength, not physical strength, to find out the new world, to explore the world. So Ulysses is very hopeful. It is a very optimistic poem, not pessimistic. Sometimes we become pessimistic. We lose our heart when we grow old, when we are not strong enough to take any decisions, to make any journey. We lose our heart. We are unable to make up our minds. But Ulysses has emphasized on the inner strength, mental power, that if we have inner strength, if we have determination, you have strong willpower or mental strength, then we can overcome any obstacles in our way. Whatever old we are, it doesn't matter. Physical strength may help, of course, is important, but sometimes we see that strong people are frightened to do anything, to do very perilous or to take perilous journey, to do difficult jobs, because they are coward inwardly. They don't have courage inside. As a result, they step back. They do not move forward. So Ulysses is actually dissatisfied with the type of life he is now leading in Ithaca. He is not suited to rule the people. He is suited for traveling, for exploration. Ulysses is a poem of hope. Ulysses is a poem of adventure. So Ulysses is actually inviting his former colleagues, former companions, to take another journey to explore the untrodden world before their death. And we might say that here his companions may be afraid of taking another journey because they are older. So Ulysses is trying to inject hope, trying to push courage into the minds and souls of his companions. It's very energetic and energizing, of course, you can say that, energizing. So from this poem we can learn an important lesson, that old age isn't a matter of fact. The matter of fact is your insight. What is in your insight, the inner power. If we have inner power, we can do anything. We can fight any, or that means opponents. We can find any foes. We can overcome all types of impediments in front of us. So to be successful in your life, it is very important to possess inner strength. And another thing is that The poem is indicative of what can I say, imperialism, yes, colonialism. During the Victorian era, the people of England used to go to different parts of the world and colonize that parts. And our subcontinent, India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, of course, also a colonized colony of Britain. So the British citizens had to go to different parts of the world and to stay there for a longer period of time. So we can say that Ulysses wrote the poem to inspire those people at the time. Maybe we can say that the British people who were taking journeys to India, to South Africa, to other parts of the world might get inspiration from these poems. Finally, I can say that we will not lose our heart, we will not give up our hopes, we will not surrender to the fate, we will not surrender to the obstacles, to the enemies, we will not surrender to old age or the weakness of our body. We must be determined, strong-willed to actually win everything, to have a victory over all the things in front of us. So now I would like to finish the discussion of the poem. I believe if you go through the poem at home and take some help from other sources, it will be easier for you to understand and to write answers to the questions that will be set in the examinations. Thank you very much. Stay safe and pray for